Here's a rundown of today's first qualifier. The 1 was scratched to Woodmere Macarena. Finished 4th, made a break, was timed in 2:06. 3 Ultimate Twix finished 2nd, 2:03 and 4. 4 Come On Pretty Mama, 3rd, 2:04. 5 Hey Canover finished 5th, made breaks, and was distanced. And 6 Doppelganger, the winner, 2:03 and 4. Fractions, 31 and 3, 1:03 and 3. 1:34 and 1 in the mile, 2:03 and 4. Starting gates moving for the second qualifier. Second qualifier of the afternoon has Shadow of a Lady, Time Old Charmer, Mighty Mouse, I'm a Miracle, and Pride of Paradise. They are off and pacing from the outside. I'm a Miracle away lively. Also leaving it early, Mighty Mouse, Time Old Charmer, 3 across the track as they vie for the early lead, and behind them, and taking a tuck in the 4 spot, that is Shadow of a Lady. And the 5th and treading one in the early going is Pride of Paradise. Entering the backstretch for the first time. The field of 5 heads on to the opening panel. And now taking over the lead. That is I'm a Miracle, opening up by 2.5. Time Old Charmer is the pocket sitter. Next in line, Mighty Mouse looks at it from 3, back 4th at the rail. He's Shadow of a Lady. And Pride of Paradise can see them all as they continue on over the 3/8. Out front, I'm a Miracle. He's showing the way. Getting the pocket ride. That is Time Old Charmer, tied up second on the inside. Looking at it from 3 off the turn. That is Mighty Mouse. 29 and 4/5 seconds was the opening quarter. On through the stretch as they near the half and quickly driving up on the outside. A Shadow of a Lady. And she will take over the lead as they race past the midway point. I'm a Miracle is now back second. Inside a third for Time Old Charmer. Then Mighty Mouse and Pride of Paradise. 1:02 and 2/5 was the half. They continue into the backstretch now as they approach the 3/4 mile mark, led by Shadow of a Lady. A 2-length margin on I'm a Miracle. And Time Old Charmer holds down the 3 spots, still sitting at the rail. Is Mighty Mouse from 4 and 5th. That's Pride of Paradise. The field arrives at the 3/4 mile mark, and Shadow of a Lady is out there by 2. Now on the outside, Time Old Charmer up to challenge uncovered second, dropping back as I'm a Miracle at the rail third. Mighty Mouse out and moving from 4, and Pride of Paradise remains the trailing one. An 8th left to come as they move off the top turn. 1:32 and 3 was the 3/4. On through the stretch now for the final time, and Shadow of a Lady is opening up in the front. And Shadow of a Lady will take the qualifier. Time Old Charmer will finish second, third goes to Mighty Mouse. Mile in 2:01 and 2/5. Results of the second qualifier. One Shadow of a Lady was the winner, 201 and 2. Two-time Old Charmer finished second, 202. 3 Mighty Mouse third, 203 and 1. 4 I'm a Miracle finished fifth, 204 and 2. The 5 Pride of Paradise finished fourth, was driven by Henry Smallwood, and paced in 203 and 4. Fractions were 29 and 4. The half in 102 and 2. 3/4 in 132 and 3, and the mile 201 and 2/5. Entries for the third qualifier moving in behind the starting gate. Third qualifier, Dinger 2, Kid Him Image. Don't Stand in My Way, Salzburg Flicka, Camco Willow, and Go With It. We are off. Let's Go With It. Getting the first call down to the inside. Dinger 2 will emerge second as they continue into that first turn. Up on the limb and traveling third. That's Don't Stand in My Way. Away at the rail and unhurried fourth. That is Kid Him Image. Finding a gap in 5 was Salzburg Flicka, and the early trailer entering the backstretch for the first time is Camco Willow. Seating arrangements complete as the field heads past the initial quarter. And out front, the leader is Go With It. Tied up in the garden spot is Dinger 2. Followed in 3, but Don't Stand in My Way. Then a gap of 2.5 3 lengths. Back to Kid Him Image. She looks at it from 4. Salzburg Flicka has beaten one away. That is the trailing Camco Willow as they continue past the 3/8. 29-3 was the opening quarter. Off the turn, no change as they near the half. On top, it's Go With It, with the Dinger 2 traveling in the pocket. Tied up third. That is Don't Stand in My Way. Still gapped out there. Fourth is Kidam Image. And back in 5, we find Salzburg Flicka. And gapped out at the back of the field, that's Camco Willow. Still no change as they continue on to the backstretch. 101-2 was the half, on their way to the 3/4 mile mark. And they're still in pursuit of Go With It. Now the first challenge on the outside. And driving up now to second. It is Don't Stand in My Way. And on the inside, Dinger 2 is the trapped third outside. A gap to the cover. Second over from 4 is Kidam Image. Out moving third over in 5 is Salzburg Flicka. And back and trailing Camco Willow. They're midway round the final turn. Go With It. Had them past the 3/4 in 132-3. And Go With It. He's still holding the lead by a length on the inside. Don't Stand in My Way. Outside a third. That is Kidam Image. Along the inside, Dinger 2 is fourth. Far outside, Salzburg Flicka is closing in. But it will be Go With It in gate-to-wire fashion here on the qualifier. Or Don't Stand in My Way and Kidam Image. Mile in 2:02 and 1/5. Here's a rundown from today's third qualifier. One Dinger 2 finished fourth, was driven by Cyril Harvey, timed in 2:02 and 4. The 2 Kingdom Image finished third, 2:02 and 3. 3 Don't Stand in My Way finished second, 2:02 and 3. 4 Salzburg Flicka was fifth, 2:02 and 4. 5 Camco Willow finished sixth, 2:06 and 1. And the 6 Go With It, the winner, 2:02 and 1. The quarter was 29 and 3, the half in 1:01 and 2, 3/4 in 1:32 and 3, and the mile 2:02 and 1. Gates now in motion for the fourth qualifier. Fourth qualifier, top of the stretch, Nova Scotia Strong, June's Boy, Galleon Sealster, Parole Violation, Ziggy, and Usain Bolt. We're off and pacing with Parole Violation out first to grab the early lead from the far outside. Usain Bolt, he's caught wide second down on the inside. That's June's Boy traveling third, wide fourth. That is Ziggy. And back in 5, Nova Scotia Strong, and the early trailer, that's Galleon Sealster. Into the backstretch as they head onto the opening quarter. Out front, Parole Violation will set the tempo. Now quickly driving up and looking to take charge now. Here comes Ziggy, and Ziggy will take the lead away from Parole Violation. Then to the inside, looking at it from 3 is Usain Bolt. Next in line, June's Boy has 4. Fifth along the inside for Nova Scotia Strong. And the trailer, that's Galleon Sealster. 32 seconds flat was the opening quarter. They continue off the top turn, and they're led into the stretch now by Ziggy. Out there a length and a half. Parole Violation in pursuit, second, third. Along the inside is Usain Bolt. Still inside from 4. That is June's Boy. Then from 5, Nova Scotia Strong has 1 beaten. That is Galleon Sealster. No change. They're still single file as they approach the 5/8. And up front, the leader is still Ziggy, opening now to 3, with Parole Violation holding second. Gapping out third, he's Usain Bolt, first over now. Here comes June's Boy up on the outside. Off stride there went Nova Scotia Strong, and moving up into 5 now, that is Galleon Sealster. 1:03 and 3 was the half as they arrive at the 3/4 mile mark. It is Ziggy, still the boss, as they head to the 7/8. Then still second is Parole Violation, now third. Outside, that's June's Boy. Dropping back is Usain Bolt, now looking at it from 4. 1:33 and 3 was the 3/4. Off the turn and into the stretch now for the final time, and Ziggy leads them on home. Outside, June's Boy. Down on the inside is Parole Violation. On through the stretch they come. It's Ziggy. And Ziggy will take the qualifier. Closing up on the outside for second is June's Boy, and third is Parole Violation. Mile in 2:02 and 3/5. There'll be a slight 10-minute break here in the action as to allow the horses to prepare for the later qualifiers. Here are the results of the fourth qualifier. One Nova Scotia Strong finished 6th, made a break and was distanced. 2 June's Boy finished 2nd, 2:02 and 4. 3 Galleon Sealster 5th, 2:07 and 3. 4 Parole Violation 3rd, 2:02 and 4. 5 Ziggy the winner, 2:02 and 3. 6 Usain Bolt finished 4th, 2:03 and 3. The quarter was paced in 32, the half in 1:03 and 3. 3/4 in 1:33 and 3, and the mile 2:02 and 3/5. Starters for the fifth qualifier, now moving in behind the gate. Fifth qualifier, top of the stretch, Godrow Machine, Lucy with Diamonds, Sunny Billion, A Tough Little Guy, and Daddy's Eyes. They are off and pacing along the inside. Godrow Machine is away quickly, and from the outside, that is Daddy's Eyes. As they travel into that first turn, they're 3 deep, battling for the lead as they head to the opening 8th in the center. It is A Tough Little Guy emerging with the lead. Caught outside. Daddy's Eyes is away second. Down inside, giving way. Godrow Machine will sit third. Followed in 4 by Lucy with Diamonds. And the 5th one away was Sunny Billion. They continue past the opening quarter. Up on the outside, Daddy's Eyes looking to overtake A Tough Little Guy. Then behind them and pacing out the rail in 3, that's Godrow Machine. Lucy with Diamonds holds down the 4 spot. 5th and at the back of the field, that is Sunny Billion. 29 1/5 second was the opening quarter. They continue off the turn and travel now in front of the grandstand for the first time as they near the half. Out front, the new leader. That is Daddy's Eyes out there, a length and a quarter. In the garden spot is A Tough Little Guy. Staying in at the rail third, that's Godrow Machine. Now first over from 4, here comes Lucy with Diamonds. And still at the back is Sunny Billion. 1 minute, 3/5 was the half. Onto the backstretch for the final time. Daddy's Eyes continues to chart the path, staying in the pocket second. That is a tough little guy. Now inching in on the outside of third. He's Lucy with Diamonds. Out and moving from the back. Here comes Sunny Billion. And now at the back of the field, that's Godro Machine. Midway through the backstretch for the final time. Daddy's Eyes is still the boss as they head on to the 7/8. 132 flat was the 3/4. It's Daddy's Eyes outside. Lucy with Diamonds. Outside second, inside, trapped in the pocket third. That is a tough little guy. Out second over, and now tipping a 3 high from 4. That is Sunny Billion in fifth, and at the back, Godro Machine. Off the turn, they enter the stretch for the final time, and it's Daddy's Eyes leading them on home. And Daddy's Eyes will prevail here in the 5th qualifier. Finishing second, it's close. On the inside, a tough little guy, and closing up was Sunny Billion. The mile paced in 2:02 and 4/5. Results of the fifth qualifier. One Godrow Machine finished fourth, was timed in 2:03 and 3. The two Lucy with Diamonds finished fifth, was driven by Henry Smallwood, 2:03 and 3. 3 Sunny Billion finished third, 2:03 and 2. 4 Tough Little Guy second, 2:03 and 2. And 5 Daddy's Eyes, the winner, 2:02 and 4. The quarter was 29 and 1, the half a minute 3/5, 3/4 paced in 1:32, and the mile in 2:02 and 4. Starting gates moving for qualifier number 6. Race 6 qualifier, top of the stretch. The Midnight Train, Tobin's Prophet, Lobel Bruiser, Reggie's Game, and E.R. Quinn. They are off and pacing and firing off the wings of the gate. From post 5 is E.R. Quinn. He'll quickly take over as they enter that first turn. Away second out of the rail. That is the Midnight Train. Tobin's Prophet, unhurried, will settle in third. Away the 4 spot, that's Lobel Bruiser, and fifth and at the back is Reggie's Game. Through the backstretch, they head for time 1. Moving on to the opening panel. Up front, it's E.R. Quinn to set the tempo. Not for long, though, pulling the pocket. The Midnight Train is now out in search of the lead as they arrive at the quarter, and that is the Midnight Train to take over. E.R. Quinn relents to sit in the pocket second, and a gap of some 2.5 back to Tobin's Prophet third. Another gap in 4. We find Lobel Bruiser. And at the back, it's still Reggie's Game trailing. 29 and 3 was the opening quarter. The field heads off the top turn and racing into the stretch now. They're led by the Midnight Train. Now up on the outside, and not a challenge for the lead. That is Tobin's Prophet, and Tobin's Prophet up alongside the Midnight Train. In behind them, E.R. Quinn is staying with them third. Further on back in 4, that's Lobel Bruiser, and Reggie's Game is still the 5th one. 59 and 4/5 seconds. That was the half as they continue into the backstretch for the final time. Off stride there, back in 4 went Lobel Bruiser. Out front, it's still the Midnight Train in control. Opening to 3. E.R. Quinn on the rail now reclaims second, backing off. He's Tobin's Prophet back into 3. And we'll go back to the rail. The 4th on the inside, Reggie's Game. Well back and treading after the miscue is Lobel Bruiser. The field enters the turn now, approaching the 7/8, the Midnight Train. Had them past 3/4 in 1:29 flat. Is out there clear by 3 with an 1/8 to come. Yarquin second. Now back to the outside comes Tobin's Prophet third. Then back to Reggie's Game and Lobel Bruiser. On to the lane now for the final time. The Midnight Train will take the qualifier with the Yarquin holding for second outside third. That's Tobin's Prophet. The mile in 1:59 and 1/5. Here are the results of Qualifier 6. Won the Midnight Train, the winner, 1:59.1. Two Tobin's Profit finished third, timed in 2 minutes. Three Low Bell Bruiser finished fifth, made a break, and was distanced. 4 AG's Game finished fourth, timed in 2:01.2. 5 ER Quinn second, and timed in 1:59.4. Fractions were 29.3, 59.4, 129, the mile at 1:59 1/5. Seventh race qualifiers. Now moving in behind the wings of the gate. Seventh qualifier has Jack Flashes of Gas, Johnny Walker Deluxe, Delightful Wine, Slightly Twisted, and I'm a Looker Too. They're off and pacing at the rail. Jack Flashes of Gas away first. Crossing over, Delightful Wine will take a tuck second, away third. That is Slightly Twisted. Followed fourth in the early going as they move by the opening eighth. And into the backstretch, off start at the back there is Johnny Walker Deluxe. Onto the opening quarter they head. And charging up on the outside, I'm a Looker Too. Looks to take over from Jack Flashes of Gas. Out and moving now from three. Here comes Delightful Wine. Then in behind that trio, that is Slightly Twisted, traveling fourth, well back the breaker, Johnny Walker Deluxe. They head now to the 3/8. The new leader is I'm a Looker Too. Now to be challenged on the outside by Delightful Wine. Sitting in the garden spot, Jack Flash is a Gas. 29-4 was the opening quarter. They head off the top turn, and Delightful Wine has now taken over from I'm a Looker Too as they approach the half. In at the rail third, that is Jack Flashes of Gas, followed by Slightly Twisted fourth, and well back Johnny Walker Deluxe. They head into the lower turn on their way now to the 5/8. And up front, it's Delightful Wine in control. I'm a Looker Too gives chase second, gapping out third. Jack Flashes of Gas back in four. That is Slightly Twisted. Johnny Walker Deluxe trails the field. 59-1 was the half. On to the backstretch, approaching three quarters, and it's Delightful Wine by 2.5. I'm a Looker Too is second, well back third. He's Jack Flashes of Gas, Slightly Twisted fourth, and Johnny Walker Deluxe. Three quarters paced in 1:29 flat. On to the 7/8 they head. Delightful Wine in control with an eighth left to come. I'm a Looker Too is second. Jack Flashes of Gas third. Up on the outside, Slightly Twisted from four. And Johnny Walker Deluxe on to the lane now for the final time. And it will be Delightful Wine winning the qualifier. I'm a Looker Too will finish second. And up on the outside, Slightly Twisted up for third. Mile in 1:58 flat. Correction on the mile, 1:58 3/5. Here are the results of the 7th qualifier. Number 1, Jack Flash is a Gas, finished 4th, driven by Henry Smallwood, timed in 2:03 and 1. 2, Johnny Walker Deluxe, finished 5th, made a break, was distanced. 3, Delightful Wine was the winner, 1:58 and 3. 4, Slightly Twisted, finished 3rd, 2:03. And 5, I'm a Looker 2 was 2nd, 1:59 and 3. Fractions were 29 and 4, 59 and 1, 1:29. The mile paced in 1:58 and 3. Gates now moving for the 8th and final qualifier. Final qualifier of the afternoon has Rise and Horizon, Big Engine, Frontier Cruise, and Batter Up Hanover. They're off and pacing with Big Engine getting the first call in at the rail. Rise and Horizon will get away second. Frontier Cruise will take a seat in 3. The early trailer, that's Batter Up Hanover. The field heads to the opening eighth and continuing into the backstretch, led by a Big Engine out there by a clear 3. Rising Horizon in pursuit second. At the rail third is Frontier Cruise and Batter Up Hanover. Bides his time back there in the 4 spot. They're single file as they arrive at the opening station. It is Big Engine on the front end, is still clear by 3 over Rising Horizon. Inside, Frontier Cruise holds down the 3 spot and Batter Up Hanover is 4th. 29 4/5 seconds was the opening quarter as the field continues off the top turn. Out front, Big Engine still on the front end as they round the turn and travel on through the lane, nearing the half. Big Engine shows the way. Rising Horizon holding second, inside a third for Frontier Cruise, and still trailing 4th is Batter Up Hanover. No change in positions. 1 minute and 3/5 was the half. They continue into the backstretch for the final time. Big Engine yet to be challenged on the front end. Now just by a length and a half. Second is Rising Horizon inside. Frontier Cruise will stay at the rail third. Here comes Batter Up Hanover. Now quickly brushing up on the outside and attacking Big Engine as they pace on past the 3/4 and Batter Up Hanover from last to first as they arrive at the 3/4. 1:30 4/5 was the 3/4 and Batter Up Hanover is drawing clear on the front end, out there by 5 expanding lengths. On the inside second, Big Engine. Outside third for Frontier Cruise, and Rising Horizon is 4th off the turn. And on through the stretch they come for the final time. It's Batter Up Hanover drawing clear to win the 8th qualifier. Big Engine on the inside holds for second, Frontier Cruise third. A mile at 1:58 flat.